Atlanta bound, and there's no turning back now.
Yo, what time the plane leaving?
So I've been in Atlanta for a little time now, and I can tell you this. Some friends come and go. You move to a city and you knew someone and you lived in one state, they lived in the other, and then when you guys finally moved to the same city, you realized you guys were as different as daylight into dark. And sometimes you just have to clean house, and that's what happens here in Atlanta, and that's what I was forced to do.
Days they bring me joy, but when the spotlight's on me, can't be ignored. The life, everybody wants the life. Infinity pools and high-tech cars, helicopters on speed 1, I'm living so far. The life. Everybody really wants it, but who really has it? The life. The life.
It was my last night in Houston. I was all packed up, and I was definitely ready to get to Atlanta.
Well, hey, how are you?
I'm well.
So are you packed up yet?
I met Mayron when I went to Atlanta to close on my house. He seems like a nice guy, but there's a great age difference, and that's a problem for me. I know he likes me, but he's a former porn star. I'm not sure where this is gonna go.
So, I'm ready to see it.
I do have issues with the age difference.
Honestly, I think the age gap is actually beneficial to me because you can actually honestly show me the proper ways as a gay black man to be successful. Honestly, you obviously done well for yourself. Does it make sense for you to let me shine also the same way you did? Well, I gotta lay down. I'm tired, but I'm glad I was able to Skype with you. I do miss you. Hope I do get to see you when you come down.
I'm Atlanta bound, and there's no turning back now. My name is George Smith. I'm a native of Houston, new to the city. I moved to Atlanta to establish my integrated marketing company. I'm trained to recognize opportunities when I see them. Atlanta is an untapped market, and I'm here to make my mark on this city.
My name is Mayron Chestnut. Everybody knows me as King. I'm 23 years old. I'm currently a server at the time. I'm moving up in management probably in a couple months, which I'm very excited about. But everybody knows me as the ex-porn star that is Reform.
I'm excited to know that I can still feel this way. Dave is fresh out of a relationship, I'm new to the city, and boys are after both of us. This could actually be a recipe for disaster.
Are you gonna send him a message that you're not available? Make sure you got it? I hear you. You understand? Full force. I understand. We shall see where it leads.
I'm gonna give David a chance, and we're gonna see what happens. But if he fucks up, that's his ass. I'm what you would call the late bloomer of the group. I was married for 5 years and have a 15-year-old son. Kind of came off into the lifestyle later in life. Going to clubs and stuff is kind of interesting because before getting into this lifestyle, I was a socialite on the straight level. I've always hung with the in crowd. I was a frat boy, and I've always done things at the baller level. I actually met a lot of cool guys tonight. So here's what I want to do. I want to have a housewarming party and invite them over. This way, I'll get a chance to see what they're all about up close and personal.
Any new guy in town is like new meat. You always got everybody on top of it.
So have some fun.
I think he is ready for love because he doesn't want to grow old by himself. And I'm all for it.
This could actually be a recipe for disaster. I decided to have what I would call a housewarming party. Let's get everyone together and let's just have a good time.
I have to deal with this bullshit on a constant basis of dudes coming at me sideways. And I'm gonna check somebody if it goes wrong.
I think George is at a place right now in his life where he's had his fun. He knows the game. So it's not like something new to him. I think he is ready for love because he doesn't want to grow old by himself. And I'm all for it every single day.
Look at them eyes, got that apple bottom, baby fat top.
I feel like David would just be a piece to him because David really, to me, doesn't have nothing really going for him. Even though there's a 20-year age gap between me and George, I want to sit down and talk with him, basically, to start back how we was.
You mingle with everybody else very well. You're not mingling with me. You can have conversations with me.
I was quite surprised that when I extended the invitation to Mayron in a friendship way, he became a little upset when he realized that the thoughts of us maybe becoming an item wasn't going to happen. Oh, but let's stop right there because I told you, we had this conversation already. There's an age difference. I have an issue with an age difference. And I told you in the beginning I had an issue.
Okay, but think
and I told you.
He's not much, a year or two older than me?
He's several years older than you.
How old is Dave?
He's several years older than you.
You're not letting anything from you. have already made your mindset of basically something, oh, it's an age gap, I can't do it. And the thing is, you made that promise of basically, I'm gonna let it go, I'm gonna interact and we'll see. You're not even, I understand you just moved here.
Now David walks in the middle of this conversation. What's next? Do I want to be a friend? Yes.
Hold on. I don't mean to be rude, man, but we really don't need you in here right now.
No. Hold on. This is where I'm at.
Really?
Yeah, really.
By all means, you know, I'm not gonna throw the shade, basically, I'm not gonna be angry. It's like, I know. It's like, it's fine. It's like, you know, I'm happy for you. It's whatever. I'm cool with it. It's cute.
I hope this is the last time I ever see him and have to be bothered with him again.
Thing is, I knew that this is your house. I'm not gonna disrespect you in your house or whatever. Maybe if we were out there, maybe we were wrong. I'm not gonna make a scene. I thought you left. Last night I thought it was, you know, you were trying to talk to him.
No, I mean, you just walked off upset. I thought you had exited the room. It was like really cute, like Gone with the Wind.
Okay.
This has become the party from hell. I thought he left. Now he's back in the kitchen starting more shit about this imaginary relationship.
Think about it. I'm gonna keep it cute. You could communicate it. I told you from the beginning, communication is key. You could communicate it a lot better. They wanted to communicate, obviously if something was wrong.
What?
Because I'm sure.
What's wrong?
Baby, it's nothing fine. Whatever stuff. Like I said,
about it.
you came over. I was fine.
I said I thought you left us the way you walked out the room.
Okay, and I was. And they wanted me to come in and just enjoy the rest of the night.
I don't understand what you're upset about.
No, your communication left after you came here to Atlanta.
You heard what you wanted to hear.
No, baby. You changed.
I changed?
You changed.
Okay, how did I change when you don't know who I am?
The thing about it, the progress was working on it. But when you
What
change,
progress?
Hold on,
What progress?
Let me finish. When you change, when you get here, and then you go hush mouth. The thing about it, let's go back to what you said, because the thing about it, you said you've been here since Saturday.
Right.
Now, how's this your boo?
Who, David? As somebody I met that I'm interested in.
When was this?
It don't matter when.
Okay, then obviously you don't want to finish the clues.
Finish what clue?
There's nothing for me to say then.
So, do you have an issue with me liking David? Is that?
Obviously you didn't tell me.
So why do I have to tell you?
Think about it. If something was really going on.
If something was really going on, then David couldn't have got in there.
Okay, then basically.
Okay.
You mislead.
I didn't mislead.
Yes, you did.
Did I promise you anything?
Yes, you did.
What I promise you?
You promised to basically you would have kept the open mind, even though it was a 20-year fucking gap. And I said, hold on, let me finish.
But I told you.
Well, the thing is,
did I ever
if
say?
you ask me a question, let me finish.
Did I predicate my move to Atlanta on you? I met you when I came down here.
I already knew you
house.
were moving to do your show.
To do my shit. But did I promise you anything other than that?
But the thing about it, let me finish. No promise. If you're gonna ask me a question,
because you
let me finish.
No. First of all, you keep talking this shit. Like I done done something wrong.
This is me.
Okay, so you heard what you wanted to hear. You ain't hearing nothing else, and it should be no motherfucking
It's not about me hearing, and it's not about age. But the thing is,
I don't even know what we're talking about this for.
Then why you asking me the question?
Why are you here?
Is this what my life is gonna be like in Atlanta? I don't want you.
It's been nice having y'all, and y'all ain't gotta go home, but y'all gotta get the hell out of here. Get your coats. Thank you for coming.
We won't be seeing him around. We'll just keep him down in the block where he belongs.
You're looking attractive and shit. Somebody else can look at them worship and shit. Fuck that. Don't let nobody get you like this.
What's going on, Mr. Man?
Hello, sir.
How are you? How you doing? Good to see you again. You looking good at work? Thank you. Making money?
Trying to
About
get
your
your status.
About your surprise. I know. You're always running out, so you gotta get a supply now. So.
Gummy bears on my favorite. And he brought like 5 bags. So you know that already put a smile on my face.
So, what you doing later on?
After work, no plans.
Let's go out to dinner. Let's talk. Let's see where your head is.
Like you pick at your head a little bit. Kind of see where you're going.
Let's play with each other's head then. See what's up.
That'll work for me.
Let's talk about it. See what you're trying to do here.
Okay.
So,
Well, I get off at 5, so you can hit you up when I get off.
give me up when you go out. Let's go around Einstein and have some drinks, and then let's see what's going to be our story here in Atlanta.
No,
I'm new to the city, so I don't want you to take advantage of it too much.
I want to do that. I'll get you for everybody else tonight.
I know, that's what I heard. We'll see.
So I met David and I like him. We're gonna go out to dinner and see what happens between us. But I need him to know I'm new to the city, but I'm not new to the game.
I am so glad to be off work.
That's
So
a good
glad.
thing. I'm more excited about having you in a formal setting, a formal date, to kind of get a conversation going to say, what's happening between us.
Okay. Well, only time can tell what happens between us. You still new to Atlanta, so I know how the boys are here.
Right.
They're ready to flock on you.
Right, but see, you're established in Atlanta, so they already got their eyes on you, so I think we stand in the same position.
Oh, they just got their eyes on me. That's it.
Well, from what I've seen, they got their eyes on you, but they circling around too.
As long as I ain't biting back, don't matter.
I'm not fighting back either.
So
I mean, I think the deal is to understand that where I put out a table where I am in my life and what I want. I mean, I know the city brings a lot of intrepidation with guys and stuff. There's a plethora of guys. Every week there's a new busload of guys coming in. I'm just at a point in my life that I want to date someone, and I want to date someone very seriously. I would like to say that I want to know what it feels like to celebrate a 5-year anniversary, a 10-year anniversary, a 15-year anniversry. And I know in this lifestyle that's frowned upon, but I think at the end of the day, we can say as much as we don't want this and we don't want to be in a relationship. We're all looking for love at the end of the day, but no one wants to take a chance. And for me, I'm just at a point in my life, if you don't if you don't do something different, you don't get something different. So I think now I'm ready to do something different. It's just making a decision, you're worth doing something different with. And for me, it's just having a conversation to see where you are in your life.
I understand that. Well, pretty much for the most part, where I am right now. Recently out of a relationship a few months back, so right now I'm just still trying to get myself back together.
So
I have
you're
been
recently out of a relationship, you may not be ready to date somebody serious.
Well, see, that's the thing. My last relationship, we just was not on the same page. It's not that I'm not ready to date somebody seriously, because at the end of the day, I feel like it's a choice.
You know, we are grown men now. You know, so you have to choose what it is that you want in life.
True.
You know, so here it is, you know you want this job, you know you want this career, you know you want this relationship, so are you willing to put in the work forward?
And a relationship is work.
It is. It's a full-time job.
It is work.
Full-time job.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. That's already a +1 in your book. A1. You see it.
I see it.
You see it. You better treat it right.
I'm gonna treat it right. So guess what? I want to share something with you. I journal a lot. I think writing is very important, writing your thoughts, writing your affirmations and stuff like that. So I journal a lot. So I thought what I would do to commemorate our first date is I got you a couple of things here to you. Open it up.
Let's see what you got here. You already got gifts. Already got gifts.
So there's two things. What I have for you here is a journal. And what I would like to do for the first 90 days of us knowing each other, I would like for you to take the time some days and journal. Like I journal for today, our first date. Sometime in the future, I would like for us to sit down and share some of our thoughts that we wrote to each other. That's the first thing. So I'm gonna go through that first and I'm gonna tell you what this is. So I'm gonna share with you what I wrote for today. Just to kind of give you an example. Because I think when you write things on paper, you have to write the vision, you have to see it clear, see it plain, and then you declare what you want, because I really believe in the law of attraction. You have to put out what you want to get in. I journal today. I said today is my first date with David. I entered this situation very excited with feelings of intrepidation. I state that my past situations have prepared me for the right situation. Today I'm open for all possibilities. And that was my declaration for today. Now I'm not saying that every day we have to share everything, but I would like to keep a journal of thoughts for at least the first 90 days, and at some point we go back and we share some days with each other. Because I think when you write it out, it makes sense to you. So is that something you think you can do with me?
I can handle it.
Okay. Well, you have your journal, I have mine. You see they're kind of matching. Mine is stripes, yours is circle, but it's the same color. When you meet a guy in Atlanta for dating purposes and you can stay with him for 30 days, you're doing great. If you guys can last for 60 days, it's almost a miracle. And if you get to 90 days, you've reached the holy grail. You've been married for 5 years in heterosexual years.
The other thing is you meet people you date. So, you know, David and I started dating, and I said that this could be something great or it could be something bad.
No, I feel like David would just be a piece to him because David really, to me, doesn't have nothing really going for him.
It was a beautiful nightmare. Don't get me wrong, David is a nice person, but dating in the public in Atlanta when you don't know somebody can be disastrous. So it was a lesson learned. But safe to say that, you know, I've had some great friends that I've kept. I had some I got rid of, and I've had some great experiences in dating and not so great. But hey, that's all in the life, Atlanta.
My name is Mayron Chestnut. Everybody knows me as King. I'm 23 years old. I'm currently a server at the time.
the day is to not have to take me to struggle to get there. Go upstairs, you just I don't have to Google your ass. Go upstairs. What the I need to Google you for? I don't need to Google you.
Boy, get over yourself. Even Jay-Z can humble himself. You aren't Jay-Z, boo.
Everybody has a brand, everybody's an artist and all this stuff, but can't nobody be on time. They all need makeup. Really, they do. They need as much time in the makeup chair as they can get. Trust me on that one.
Accuse you or denounce you or to demonize you or to send you to hell. If you got enough information about it, you can tell them you're out of line. That's not what the Bible said. That's not the truth about homosexuality. And you're only going about what tradition says, but you don't know the truth.
I'm here to make my mark on this city. So what better way to introduce myself and my company to Atlanta? I decided to give a party to launch my brand. So I called a meeting with Helene Shaw of Shaw Properties. She is the go-to person in Atlanta for the most exquisite venues. This party has to be great.
All right, what kind of party do you want?
I am new to Atlanta, and I have moved my company here, and I've started a new branch, and it's going to be a branding party and a luncheon party.
How big?
200-300 people. Very sexy, but I hear that you're the person to come to for great venues.
Well, that's true. How sexy do you want it?
We want it very sexy. Now for the VIP, where I will be and my celebrities, we're going to do a naked sushi bar. I'm going to have nude models, and I'm going to have sushi on the models.
Okay, listen to me. I'm good with that. The's no insertion on any way, shape, or form in the VIP section.
Okay, that's the after party, so we're going to be good for the party.
All right,
okay,
just checking.
We're going to be good. Now, I will say this. Some of the guys will be willing dogs, so we can do the best we can to try to hide it.
Boys are no problem. Drugs are a problem.
Guys like to smoke weed at parties and in the clubs. So I just want to make sure. How do you feel about that?
I'm absolutely fine with weed, but there's no hard stuff at all. I will shut it down.
I don't want her on my bad side. I believe she can be the best friend, but if you piss her off, she looks like she can be your worst enemy.
That's not the scene that I party in, so we're not going to even endorse that. So if that happens, you have my word. I'll be the first person to shut it down as well.
Have your word?
You have my word as a gentleman.
There you have it.
Good deal. The only thing that's going to be blowed is maybe some boys later after the party.
That sounds fine.
Good deal.
She's well known in the city, she's well respected, and she knows a good thing when she sees it.
So let me ask you this, what's the budget for you?
Price-wise, I would like to stay around $15,000, max $20,000.
I think we can do something fabulous for that price. Let's have some fun, because this is exciting to me.
Great, because the end result, when this party is all said and done, I need people to know who I am and what I came to Atlanta to do.
Well, you came to the right place because they will know who you are.
Good deal. That's all
Thank
I
you
ask
so much.
Thank you for your time.
This has been a pleasure.
My pleasure. Okay, looking forward to seeing you
Thank
soon.
you.
I think this party is going to be great. I just hope these guys in Atlanta don't fuck up and do something they're not supposed to.
So in this particular instance, I invited the guys to a cocktail party who had similar interests. Everyone was striving either for a brand, a company, or a career, and I simply wanted to get them together. Unfortunately, in Atlanta, guys are just catty, and they could be very bitchy when they want to be. And so it was okay, but it wasn't the desired outcome I wanted. I was a little disappointed.
George invited me to this cocktail party that was here in the city. I had just gotten back in town, been out of town a lot. You know, I had a lot of other engagements actually going on, but George is always having parties, get-togethers. He's fab. So the first party I couldn't attend. I had things going on. I have a personal life going on, and I always knew George is always going to have something else going on here in Atlanta.
Oh, Joe Mario, what's up, baby?
How you doing?
What's going on with you, man?
Good, everything cool.
Thank you for coming out tonight.
Thank you, I appreciate you inviting me.
Anytime, man.
My name is Mario Johnson. I've been in Atlanta 3 years. And I came here to Atlanta to expand my brand, Mojo's Motown Eatery.
So what's going on? You look like Ike Knight, got your white on and all clean and things.
I know, just looking good. You're looking good yourself.
Thanks, man. You know, we do what we can.
I know, just ready to get turned up in here. I need this in my life.
What's going on with the son and everything?
Everything going on cool. You know, just picked him up from practice and stuff like that. He's in the band. You know, it's always something going on.
You know, I know. You know, I got a 16-year-old too.
Yeah.
I think being a father who happens to be gay, I mean, it's a two-headed sword. I mean, for me at least. I can't speak for everybody else. I think for me, the greatest accomplishment in my life is to be a father to my son. I often sit back and I often think that sometimes he may have those moments in his mind and says, you know what, why do I have to have a gay father? It breaks my heart to think that sometimes he has to process that. But at the same token, I had to find a piece of happiness in my life to walk in my truth. And so I try to tell my son all the time, I'm not trying to be a perfect father. I'm trying to be the best father that I can be. And I try to show him what I believe what a real man is. A real man is not what you do in the bedroom and who you do it with. A real man understands his responsibilities and he walks into his responsibilities wholeheartedly and he takes what comes with it, the good and the bad. I provide for my son. I show him this is an example of what you do as a man. You know, you respect your parents, you respect your mom. His mom and I, we divorced when he was young, but we're best friends to this day.
So, you know, we trying to wrestle with college applications and keeping them girls from climbing up through the bedroom window.
Trying to, but you know, they're going to do what they want to do anyway. Being a single gay father, my son is adopted, so I adopted him when I was 22 years old, so I was young myself. So he's 16 years old now, so I couldn't imagine, you know, myself being without him. I think he's my purpose for living. I separate that side, the gay side, away from my son because being a parent, I'm basically just being a father to him. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted a son.
I know, man. I just don't want to be a grandpa. I'm too sexy.
I mean, I do, but you know, at the right time, I want.
Not right now. Because like I told him the other day, you have a baby at 16.
Oh no.
What's gonna happen? Because you get cut off, and then I got to start taking care of him. He can't call me granddaddy.
Yeah. So what would you want him to call you?
Survey said.
He called me Sexy Papa. That's what he can do. My Sexy Papa or something. I don't know. But let's just say I think I need to be a little bit older before I become a grandpa.
Yeah.
I want him to have a great life.
Yeah, and enjoy his life.
Go to college, and I want him to be a real bachelor.
I think Mario is our Mr. Congeniality. He's just a guy who gets along with everybody, who wants to fit in with everybody, who doesn't want to offend anybody. And if he's with a pink person, he becomes pink. If he's with a purple person, he becomes purple. I don't think it's intentional or meant for it to be very deceitful. I think it's very harmless. I think he's a great guy. I'm very proud of the fact that he has a restaurant with great food and he's doing great things.
My name is Alan Lindsay. I'm originally from New York. I've been in Atlanta for 7 years. George has invited me to go to this cocktail event to meet the group of guys. And my expectations are kind of like on a scale from tipping from bad to good. Like that Justice scale, tipping from bad to good. Because when you're around that many gay people, especially black, you don't never know where it's gonna go or where it's gonna lead, because there's always gonna be somebody who's gonna try to act like they're diva, or they're Queen Elizabeth, or Beyonce. You got enough blonde-haired bitches in Atlanta as it is, so. Tacky. My expectations are a little, something something's going to trigger my button. There's a limit, and somebody or someone's going to trigger it.
What's your feeling on meeting them? Yeah.
I would say anticipation, a little curious. I don't want stereotype nobody, but you know me.
But you're ready to welcome them.
I'm ready to analyze them.
Okay.
I analyze everybody.
Yes, that's what we do.
Because they're going to analyze me, so yeah, you have to analyze everybody. So, I want to analyze them because I know when they walk in, they're going to analyze me from head to toe, even for what shoes and socks I got on. So that's why I'm getting a head start ahead of them. I'm ready for the night, boy. A toast to the evening and to meet the fellas.
All right, cheers.
Alan is crazy. He's crazy, but I like Alan.
Your security.
Yeah, no, that's fine. They're my security.
I get a little nervous.
They
he has
fine.
security and stuff.
Yeah, both of them.
Stand down. I thought they was going to give you for a moment.
Please. They come everywhere I go now.
I know you have your entourage and your security and all that good stuff.
Step to this man right here.
You ain't got to watch out how you step to me.
Look, I'm going to let y'all get acquainted. I'll be right back. I got to go check on some more guests, okay?
Okay. All right. So what's going on, man?
I heard about you, but I don't know about you. Yeah. I heard all good things, about your restaurant, because my security used to work for you.
Yeah, he's a good person.
You from Atlanta?
No, I'm from Detroit.
Detroit?
Yeah, I've been here for years. I'm sorry to interrupt. You really came with security?
They're part of my team. Wherever I go, they're always there.
I mean, but their position, their security.
Yeah, that's their position.
Yeah, me and Alan, I don't foresee us being friends. I really just don't see it.
What, you sing or something? What you do? You a R&B singer or what?
I'm a singer. Like,
so you're an R&B singer?
So maybe y'all need to connect. Singer.
That doesn't define anything. You're either an R&B singer, a gospel singer, or
See, that's exactly
jazz
the point.
singer,
I'm not trying to be defined. I'm a singer. If you can sing, you can sing. You can sing Old MacDonald Had a Farm.
Wait for the cows to come singing about Quay, because that's my impression on him. When I think of him as an artist, I just get silence, because DeQuay, my impression on DeQuay when he first came to the cocktail party and walked up in there was, okay, I'm already a mega superstar. And my thing about this is, if I ask you, I'm on a recording studio, so if I ask you what type of singer you are, I think you should already know what you are. Either you're a rap singer, R&B singer, a gospel singer, or a Mickey Mouse singer, or a Miss Piggy singer. You should not have to say, I don't define myself. That's like saying, I can't tell people I'm gay because I don't know. That's just stupid. See, this is what I'm trying to explain. There's a lot of people who can sing, but there's a lot of people who can't sing in where they need to sing it in their position, though. There's a difference, especially when it comes to black people.
Of course, well, no, not especially when it comes to black people, because black people are the ones that got the soulful voices and that can sing across the board.
Prime example. I come across people all day long. Just because they black, they don't have soul.
Trying to compose myself, but I just can't get over you. No.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, but you said when it comes to black people, black people have soul. So when you say black people have soul, that means all black people. You didn't say just certain black people, you said black people. Or say black peoples or whatever, make it plural or whatever you want to make it. I'm just trying to find out where your position is. That's it. There's nothing wrong with that.
I don't have a position.
I see why you need security.
I said I'm a singer.
I mean, I'm just trying to ask a question.
I see why he needs security too. He turned up, so I can see why he needs security.
No, I'm just asking a question. I mean,
I can see that.
Have you came out with an album already? So he's an R&B singer. Well, he can sing anything.
I didn't say I was an R&B singer. He said hip hop. He said hip hop singer. So maybe we can find out.
Because what I'm doing now is what I'm doing now is what my team is, besides me opening up a recording studio, I'm not really just opening up a recording studio to make money, because at the end of the day, my money does not come from there. I'm doing something to give back. And besides being a recording studio, I'm just trying to transition into making it a record label.
Okay.
You know,
What's the name of your record label? You got a name?
It's called L3 Studios. That's the business card.
L3 Studios. Alan, he kind of like stuck out to everybody because he came in like with this attitude, and everybody was like, really, what's wrong with him? But you know, so he basically the one that kind of like stuck out at the party.
So
somebody after you having beef with somebody here in Atlanta?
I don't have beef with nobody here in Atlanta, but you know, I own a recording studio.
Oh, okay.
And outside of me owning a recording studio, you know, a lot of people be getting robbed.
Because Alan is a person, what you see is what you get.
And what was your name again?
Duquay.
Duquay?
Duquay.
Okay, what do you do? Are you from here?
No, I'm not from here.
Where are you from?
Originally from Connecticut.
Connecticut.
A rapper?
Stanford, Hartford.
Can I get a
hip hop? Connecticut.
There's a lot of parts of Connecticut now.
Okay, so
I used to
you
party
say
in
you just opened
Connecticut.
up a recording studio?
Uh-huh.
So is he? Are you gonna be working with this young guy?
I don't know what he did. That's why I asked him what he did, bro.
I was going to ask you what does the L3 stand for?
3 generations of this security.
The security got cars.
My bad, I can't get my wallet out.
You probably got a lot of money in it. That's probably got too much money.
No, these pants is, there you go.
Oh, I have a studio that I record at.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Thank you, though.
No problem.
Well, I come across people in the restaurant, so we can put these in the cars. I don't sing, of course. So.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
I need my drink.
it's just a little something, but you know.
I need my
It's
drink.
just a little something,
I'll be
you
back.
know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think Duquay is a nice person. I think for me, the first thing is, how old are you? You're claiming 27. Honey, you're not 27. Let's be very clear on that. You saw 27 a decade or two ago.
What's wrong with being direct? Yeah. I mean, you're from Detroit, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's true.
Be direct. Somebody asks you a question, be direct. I mean, shit, I don't know you from Adam to Eve. I haven't heard anything that come out. So if somebody's talking to you,
You should have asked him to sing for you. Maybe you could have signed him on the spot.
No, because he already had that in his head, like, you know.
And his security will get fucked up. Like, if you're going to have security, at least let them look like security, or let them look like they got some thump game or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't put myself in a position like I'm better than you.
We a little older,
Young.
so he appears to be young. But
That
you know,
man don't
hell,
look young.
I mean, I appear to be young.
You appear to be young, but he don't appear to be young. No. Not looking at them hands? Yeah, I'm sorry.
So you didn't think he was kind of hot?
Not looking at them hands. Hot? No. Not with that mouth and that attitude? I don't think so.
My thoughts on Mario, I really don't have too much to say about Mario. When I met him, he seems to be really cool, a nice gentleman, someone who's more laid back, calm, not really judgmental or, you know, none of all that, you know, he say, she say, and all that gossipy stuff and all that girly type stuff. I think Mario's somebody who I can really get along with.
So seemed like he was gonna need security for a minute the way y'all was.
Who, me need security?
No, I don't know. Maybe him, because maybe the way y'all was going at it for a minute, I thought I was gonna have to step out for a minute.
I see why he has security. He did right by bringing security.
I didn't like his attitude from the gate. You know, just because you walk around
You know,
with
that's how some people do.
I don't give a
Probably
shit.
end
You
up
walk
liking
around with
each
some
other.
Gucci ass glasses on your face, you are not Chris Brown. At the end of the day, you're not. So, you know, don't give me shade and do not give me attitude. I'm just conversing with you.
He got a lot of mouth. That's why I had to walk away, because I would feel like a bully.
So you walked away, you had to get another drink, so that's gonna happen.
Right, I would feel like a bully.
You're all adults. You're making yourself look something entirely different. Yeah. So, you know, I'm just gonna let that one ride and just ride it on out, because I'm just here to have a good time out with my people, but no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna let people live their fantasy world, because at the end of the day, that's what you get in Atlanta. I've been knowing that for a long time now. People just want to live in a fantasy world, and that's what it is. It's a cliche.
Like, you about to get you and your team fucked up early.
We
You don't need all that.
No, and it's not gonna go there. It's not gonna go there. That's why I walked away. I consider myself to have, my parents did a really good job with raising me. So, and they always told me to respect your elders. So I want to apologize sincerely to Alan. I didn't know that was somebody's grandfather. I would be very upset if somebody threatened to put their hands on my grandfather like I did to him and his security. I didn't know you were my elder like that, So I'm sorry, sir.
I met Julian a while back for a photo shoot with a celebrity who's a good friend of mine. I was working with Takara, the fabulous Takara from America's Next Top Model. And I was impressed with this young man who owned a magazine and was working with a lot of young people here in Atlanta and leading them and leading the torch and doing something different. I do think at times that Julian sees it himself more than what other people see, but he's young. He talks about his brand all the time, and I think that's very admirable. But I think that at a certain point you realize your brand is more than just your business. Your brand is who you are 24 hours a day. I like to say the old saying that if a cake is chocolate on the outside, it should be chocolate on the inside. So to me, it's the old cliche, you should live who you are and your living should be at the same level everywhere. So if you drive a Mercedes, you need to live like you drive a Mercedes. If not, drive a nice Toyota.
My name is Julian Lark. I'm originally from Lake Wells, Florida. I originated here to Atlanta in 2000 to start my fashion design degree.
So what's going on?
Man, I've been running. Just got done fitting Selena for her TV today.
So with the R&B Divas?
Yeah.
How's the season coming?
So far, so good. We're only on our first week, so next week is week 2. So I'm trying to ease my way in there. This is my first time with her on that. So cool. Not bad. First meeting George was a... he seemed to be a real businessman. So we connected in that light.
I'm checking this out.
Vino's amazing. I'm telling you, Vino's amazing.
Red carpet. And who are you wearing tonight?
I'm wearing Vino.
Okay. That's what's up. So, got a couple guys I want to introduce you to around here. We're just trying to put a network of good guys together, other black professional men and stuff like that. So, throughout the night, I'm going to introduce you to a couple of guys and see what happens with you guys.
Okay,
It'll be a good mixture.
Definitely. I'm always looking to increase my network. Especially in this city, you got to.
Right, but you got to be careful because there's some shakers and there's some fakers.
you know it.
So look, let's get something to drink and let's mingle and have a good time. All right, good deal.
I think the most misunderstood perspective about me is the fact that people think I'm conceited, and I'm not conceited. I think that conceited people think that wherever they are on the food chain, that there's nobody above them. So if someone is attractive, they think that they're the most attractive, or if someone is rich, they think they're the richest or the finest or whatever. I think for me, I know my self-worth. So for me is that I'm not concerned that, who's better looking, who has a better body and all that stuff like that. But I know that at the end of the day, if there's a top 5 category, I'm in the top 5. May not be number 1, but I'm definitely in the top 5. So I think people get that mixed up with me. I'm not conceited, but I definitely know my worth. But hey, that's all in the life, Atlanta.